me. My birthday is sometime in the year of 1962. My mother's name was Mama. My grandmother's name was Grandma. We all lived in Edgefield County, South Carolina. I lived with my mama and grandma, but grandma raised me. I know I had a daddy because my family tells me I look just like him, and I even got his attitude. My mama was very violent. I heard that's why my daddy ran off. My mom blamed me for him running off, so as a child, Mama mistreated me. I remember I wasted oil on the stove on accident, and she took a 2x4 and beat me. Auntie and her husband lived next door to us. In August of 1972, Auntie became pregnant with her first child. She was working at Regal Textile in Johnston, South Carolina. Her husband was employed at a fiberglass company in Aiken, South Carolina. She was on the first shift at Regal, and he was on the third shift at fiberglass. Auntie asked my sister to help with house cleaning while she was at work, now that she was expecting a child. But my sister said no, because the pay wasn't good enough. So in turn, Auntie asked if I would help and clean up. And so I agreed. A month or two later, I had my 10th birthday. Now, I was already cleaning house, but shortly after my birthday, my period began. And that's when it all started.
My aunt was at work, of course, because that's what she hired me for, to do her housework. She had just gotten pregnant, never, had a baby. And now she wanted someone to help with the housework now that, she's trying to jiggle both things. So she asked my sister first. My sister said no. Wasn't enough money being offered. So then that's when she had to, so to speak, resort to me. Ask will I do the housework. I said, well, okay. But in no way had my uncles ever done anything like this to, before us. Didn't even look like they thought of doing anything like that. And the only thing I could figure is after I started doing housework, a month or two later, my menstrual cycle came on.
And you hadn't been raped at this time?
I hadn't been raped. And what happened is my aunt, who I was working for, and my baby aunt, went and told their husbands my period was on. She got to be hot because a little girl period don't come on at this early age.
And how old were you?
10.
So they thought you were already involved in sexual activity just because your period
I'm hot
came
and
on.
ready for sexual activity.
Okay.
I'm ready for sexual activity.
Just because your period
Yes,
came
because
on.
my period came on in the way they was going on.
Made the men, entice the men.
Yes. And that's the only thing I can derive from that. Because after that, that's when they start looking like goo-goo-eyed and to the side, and it's like, oh.
They started paying you some attention.
Yeah. It's like, I know that ain't so. And I brushed it off. And so one day I walked into the back door as usual to clean her house. He had been on third shift, in there sleeping, assumingly. And as I went to walk after cleaning the house, out the back door, this was the first encounter, He come flying down the hall like a madman, like he woke up out of his sleep and his hair all over his head. He threw me into the back bedroom door. And it's like, hey, what's happening? And he shoved me and he pushed me and he made my head go to the door. And as he made my head go to the door, his hand went down my pants. It's like, what's wrong with this man?
And you were fighting back?
Yeah, I'm fighting back. Like, what in the world? So he, all of a sudden, like he woke up out of his senses or something and said, don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody now. And it's like, wow, I walked out the back door like, what happened here? What? I'm just baffled. So I walked.
When you were walking home, were you crying? Were you thinking about how am I going to tell my mom? If I do tell my mom, how is she going to react? What was your thoughts walking home?
What am I to do about this? And like I said, by me being from a violent family, I'm thinking they're going to cut my throat. Like I said, because all altercations by my mom or by any of my family, you end up in gun shooting and knife cutting. So I'm thinking, okay, they may think it's my, I'm the problem. It may get me because, like I said, my mom was very abusive. So
when you went home, you didn't say anything.
I didn't say anything. I said, okay, the best way to solve this, and maybe I won't get a butt whooping or whatever, is don't say nothing and don't go back.
So when you didn't go back, did that raise any red flags?
Yeah, I mean, it raised red flags as to why you don't want to go back. Mm-hmm. You promised to clean her house. She's paying you your money. So, Mr. Bibbs, the rapist, he the one did the first, I would say, altercation with his wife, with my Aunt Mary.
Now, what altercation?
And it was like, Pitt ain't coming back to our house to clean. She's supposed to be cleaning our house. See what I'm saying?
So he wanted you back.
Yes.
So he confronted her, which made her kind of, hey, why you ain't coming back to the house?
So she went to my grandmother. Said, Pitt is not coming back to our house. She's supposed to be coming to clean my house. Okay? But my grandmother never asked me why. They just, back then, you was either being disobedient or disrespectful. You don't do what you want to do. So you do what you told to do and was told to do. So you go back to that house and you clean that house.
So you had to go back.
Had to go back.
When you were going back, when they forced you to go back, that moment in time when they forced you to go back to the house, how did you feel? Did you start crying on the inside? Like, I know what's gonna happen if I go back. I don't want to go back. How did you feel being forced to go back into the environment that you know is not safe?
I felt like obedience was always in me. And when you disobeyed, and if you're not ready to tell or face consequences of what you know, then you best to just go and obey. So I didn't think of what he's gonna do. I'm thinking of that situation right then and there. Because my grandmama could have took a stick and said, hey, you go back there now, don't you talk back to me. So it's like a decision a little child got to make.
And you were only 10.
Yes.
So you went back.
So I go back the next day.